Time does not always strike with fury. Sometimes it punishes in silence. The blueprints that once promised to light up the world now lay beneath a layer of dust. The coils, the tools, the formulas, motionless, as if even the air had forgotten how to breathe. The laboratory, once a sanctuary of ideas, had become a ruin. No more visitors came, no wires hummed, but Tesla remained. Though the world had moved on without him, the tower he once dreamed as a beacon of free energy was torn down, not by failure, but by fear. The government feared his ideas were too free, too vast, too impossible to control. Tesla watched the wreckage without shedding a tear, because within him the tower still stood. The city that once applauded his genius no longer recognized him. They now saw only a stranger, hat and briefcase in hand, walking among dimmed lights. But Tesla did not give up, for he did not live off recognition. He lived off ideas. And as long as even one of them still glowed in his mind, he knew this was not the end. New York never stops, but among skyscrapers, noise, and forgetfulness, one name still walks with steady steps. Nikola Tesla has not come to hide. He's come to think. There are no labs now, no investors, only a modest room, a worn briefcase, and a mind that still refuses to go dark.
Here, in this room, everything I need fits within the silence. Outside lies the world, inside the truth. I did not come to remember. I came to continue, without applause, without witnesses.
Genius doesn't always roar. Sometimes it hides in the simplest gestures, counting steps, measuring the exact angle of a napkin, polishing cutlery until the metal gleams like new. To the world it was eccentricity. To Tesla, it was a formula. In a chaotic world that had stopped listening to him, order became his refuge.
Everything is made of numbers. Even the soul vibrates in patterns. 3, 6, 9. The language of the universe is there, not in politics, not in gold, but in cycles, in repetition, in the precise beauty of a spoon aligned just right.
He had no wife, no children, no home that couldn't fit inside a suitcase. But every evening, a white dove came to find him. She waited on the ledge, as if she knew that this man still carried words no one else could hear. Tesla would open the window gently, place a few crumbs, and smile. She would arrive, and he would speak, not of science, not of formulas, but of the soul, of stillness, of all he had lost in the world, and found in her. The dove asked for nothing, only presence, and Tesla, at last, found peace.
Do you know? Do you realize you're the last being who listens without judgment? What I feel is not madness, it's gratitude. When you look at me, I know I still have something to give. You fly, little dove, and I still dream.
There are no machines, no laboratories, only a dim lamp, a notebook, and the sound of a pen scratching paper. The fingers tremble, but the ideas do not. Because even if the body yields, his mind, his, remains alight. Perhaps no one will ever read these lines, but that was never what truly mattered.
They think I've vanished, that I've stopped inventing, but no, I've simply grown quieter. My ideas don't seek markets, they seek meaning. There are still formulas in my mind. There are still lightning bolts waiting to be called by their true name.
The city sleeps, but the sky does not. The storm has returned. Outside, lightning streaks across the clouds like urgent thoughts. Inside, a man watches, without fear, without trembling. The thunder does not signal the end. It welcomes him, because he does not belong to silence or to earth. He was born of lightning, and tonight he returns home.
There you are once more. You haven't come to destroy. You've come to remind me who I am. Don't weep for me, electricity. Just keep flowing. Because as long as there is light out there, I will never truly be gone.
There were no witnesses, only the murmur of the wind and a single lamp still glowing. Nikola Tesla was found in his room, at peace, like someone who has completed an experiment and closes his eyes for the last time. There were no farewells, no applause, but in the air, something still pulsed.
Energy does not die, it only transforms. And I still have much to travel, because an idea doesn't end with the one who dreams it. It begins with the one who listens.
The years passed, the papers yellowed, and the world kept turning without him. But one day, someone opened an old folder, and then another, and another still. And between formulas, diagrams, and impossible scribbles, his voice was heard again.
How is it possible that no one talked about this? Wireless transmission, free energy, self-sustaining machines. This man thought of it all, and only now are we beginning to understand him.
It was no longer a forgotten voice. His blueprints were projected, his formulas debated, and with every page turned, Tesla spoke again, as if time had never passed. He dreamed it, we live it. The car that moves without combustion, the phone that transmits without wires, the light that travels through the air. Every time a spark crosses the world, its echo carries his name.
I did not invent for my time, but for one yet to be born.
His name is no longer hidden among dusty papers. Now it lives in marble, in bronze, in ink, and in voice. It is spoken in many languages, in schools, in laboratories, in museums. Every street that bears his name, every statue that honors him, is an act of justice for the man who dreamed the future and left it written. In Belgrade, his birthplace, children pass by his statue, unaware that this man once gifted them electricity. In New York, where he once walked alone down the avenues, his image now watches over bustling plazas. In universities, libraries, documentaries, video games, and novels, Tesla is no longer a relic. He is a living spark. His legacy knows no borders, because the energy that fueled his mind is the same that powers the world. Close your eyes. Listen to the light. Do you hear it? It's Tesla. He's no longer in a room or a tower or a notebook. He's in the air. In the energy that powers your home. In the spark traveling through your phone. In the current we cannot see, but we feel. He lived alone. He died in silence. But he left the universe humming. Because there are men who make history, and others, like him, who foresee it.
I didn't invent to be remembered. I invented so you could carry on.
Some stories fade with time, and others, like current, keep flowing, even when we can't see them. Tesla didn't seek fame. He sought truth. He didn't invent for applause. He created for a world not yet born. Today, every time a light turns on, every signal that travels through the air, his name whispers from the invisible. And you, who listened until the end, remember this. You don't need the world's approval to leave a mark. Just one idea and the courage to set it in motion. Thank you for walking through this journey with us. This is Culture in Stories, where every tale holds a spark, and every spark deserves to be remembered.